Hi, welcome to another episode of The Young and the Restless. We open up at the Abbott house and we see Kyle is there ranting to Jack about Diane being locked up. And Jack expressed that they have no support even from people within the house, i.e., Summer and Ashley. Then we see Summer goes to the athletic club and she sees Chance there and they talk about why they came back there. Summer came back to reflect on her mom, and Chance is trying to figure out what happened. And then we go over to the motel, and Jeremy continues to threaten Phyllis. And Phyllis says that she is not scared, he is not the killer. He thinks he is. And Jeremy tells her that she doesn't know him. He'd rather kill her than go back to prison. Then we go over to the coffee house, and Adam and Sally are there talking about coffee, talking about meeting Aria, and Adam suggested to Sally that she designs the baby clothes. Sally said she never thought about it, but then they laugh and smile, and we see Nick enters from one door and Victor enters from another, and they look at them. Then Nick goes over and Adam calls it the Newman reunion when he sees both of them. Nick responds and says that he is there for Sally, and then Adam tells Nick that she is all his now. He's about to leave. Back at the Abbott house, Jack and Kyle wants to prove Diane is innocent and says the evidence was planted. They believe Jeremy is framing Diane, and Jack says that it's payback for them framing him the other day in Chicago. Chance expressed that Summer being there must be painful, and Summer cries about the way she treated her mom, and Chance tells her to talk to someone so that she can grieve. Back at the motel, Phyllis tells Jeremy that she will keep his name out of it, and she came up with the scheme so Jeremy won't have to go back to prison. But Jeremy says no, they are moving ahead with the plan. And Phyllis cries that the children need to know that she's alive and she wants to get them out of the pain and get back with them. Then we go back to the Abbott house and Kyle tells Jack not to blame himself. Stark was always a threat, and Jack cries about Phyllis's death and thinks it's also his fault. Back at the motel, Phyllis doesn't want to put her children through any more pain, and Jeremy says Phyllis is going away. He doesn't care how she feels. Phyllis regrets all that she did and says that it's not worth the pain she puts her kids through. Phyllis writes that she is not Diane, who left her kid behind for years and allowed him to suffer. Jeremy talks to her and tells her that her kids will never forgive her. Plus, if she goes back, she will be facing charges. Then we see Sally and Nick decide to leave the coffee house. Then Nick offers to take her home. And Adam tells Sally thanks for the moment, but Victor says to Adam after they leave that it was quite a display. Back at the Abbott house, Kyle decides to go visit Diane, and Jack wants to find Diane the right lawyer. Then we see Chance says to Summer that he is reviewing the crime scene, and Summer wants to reenact the scene with Chance, but Summer breaks down in tears, and Chance wants to call someone to help her. Summer resists. Then we see at the motel, Jeremy tells Phyllis to live with what happened and they will get through it. They made the bed, so they now have to lay in it, and Phyllis acknowledged that she has to stick with the plan. Jeremy then says that he is going with Phyllis. He has a change of plans, so Phyllis is no longer going alone to the private island. Phyllis asks why and tells him to stay in GC. Him leaving will make everyone suspicious. But Jeremy says he needs to be there to watch over Phyllis. At this point, we can see that Jeremy is making moves on Phyllis, trying to have more than just a business relationship and pushing himself on her. And Phyllis tells Jeremy that if he disappears, the police will track him down, and then they find him, they will find her. And Jeremy says that he will stay until Diane is convicted, then he will come join her. Back at the coffee house, Adam tells Victor there is nothing to talk about, and Victor says that he has advice for Adam, and he tells Adam that he is making a mistake with Sally, seeing that Sally has moved on with her brother, and tells Adam to move on and find somebody else. She is with Nick. Back at Sally's room, Sally tells Nick about meeting Aria with Adam, but Nick's mind is distracted, probably mad that Adam and Sally spend time together. Nick says that he is wiped out for the day. Then we see at the motel, Jeremy wants more with Phyllis than just business, and Phyllis pushes him off her and tries to run, but Jeremy grabs her and says, "Where do you think you are going?" Back at the coffee house, Victor tells Adam to find a real woman that has better opportunities. Adam says Victor needs to understand that Sally and him are bonded for life. And Victor calls him love struck, but Adam breaks the news to Victor that Sally is pregnant with his baby and he is still in love. Then we go over to Sally's room and Nick rants about Summer and Victoria being at a bad place. And at society, we see Christine sitting and Jack approaches her again and says that he wants to know any recommendations from Christine for a good lawyer. But Christine says that she can't help him. Her hands are tied. Then we go back to the athletic club and Chance tells Summer that he can't tell her anything about the investigation. She needs to stop the stunts also. Chance offers to take her home, but then Kyle comes in and finds her. I actually think Kyle and Summer and Chance has a better chemistry than Kyle and this new Summer. My point. Then we see Jeremy realizes that Phyllis was playing him, and he picks up his scissors to kill Phyllis, and she runs into the room and screams. Then we see Nick changes the subject to the baby appointment, but Sally tells him that Adam is invited, and Nick isn't pleased about it. Then we go back to the coffee house and Victor questions if Sally is telling the truth and Adam says it's legit, a test was done. And he questions if Sally told Nick and Adam tells Victor that he knows. Victor thinks his sons are stupid. Victor rants that it pisses him off and he continued to rant that Adam needs to find a purpose in life. Adam says that he has a purpose and that's his kids, and he leaves. Then we see Kyle rant at Chance, says that he is harassing his mother, and he threatens Chance. Summer tells him to stop, but Kyle thinks that Chance is filling Summer's head with BS, and threatens that he will make Chance pay. Then we see Jack continues to beg Christine and she gets up and leaves. And then Jack calls Michael and begs for him to help and be Diane's attorney. Then we end at the motel and we see a body is wrapped up in cloth on the ground. We don't know whose body it is. Then we see blood and the scissors. And then we see Phyllis is covered in blood and she is cleaning up the room. And then later we see Phyllis is dragging out the body out of the room. Thanks for watching. Bye.